Hello. Mm, 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 mm. Is it working or messed up? Hello. No, I can't hear myself. Go. What chapter are we on? 5. Hey, Mike. I do this every time. Let me not put music on today. All right. Why don't I know what I'm doing? I do this every time. Fuck. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Let's share. I know, not Goldilocks. I know. Do you see how blonde it is? My hairstylist did a really good job because I told her I wanted to do, though this one, I don't know what's happening here. And it just, um, yeah, I like showed her a picture and I was like, hey, I want to go blonde or I want to go a little bit brighter than what I have been. And she did this. I really, really like it. She did a really good job. And finally, my my coils are starting to look like locks. And granted, it's only been a month. And I don't know if it has to do with I don't know how this turned into a hair show, but I don't know if it has to do with the color. But now all of a sudden, it's just really puffy now. I'll take it. I like it. I'm really, really happy with it. Bar exam? What bar exam? Yeah, I will get there. Yeah, no, it'll take some time. You're way ahead of me in terms of time of locking. So yeah, it'll be good. I can't wait to see what a year looks like from now. Like that'll be cool. I really wish I would have if I would have known we were going to be home. Of course, everyone would have known that COVID was going to happen XYZ, but I've been wanting to do locks for such a long time. And I wish I would have done it at the beginning of the year because then now, of course, it would be like so much more progress. So much more. Okay, cool. Hold on. As y'all, because I put emergency in my water. I'm trying to make sure I'm staying healthy and active and all that good shit. Okay, cool. Chapter 5. This would have been a beautiful time to go through the process, right? You would have been straight because you don't gotta go anywhere. No one's really turning their cameras on anymore. Like your ugly face would have been so quick. Like nobody would have cared. Okay. Let me share because I'm not sharing. Cool. I don't really want to make the same introduction every time. I hope you've been, hey, you made it. You didn't almost miss it. I was late anyway, so I said 4 o'clock. But it's like 4:21 now. You said there's no jobs going to Cisco Networks. Well, I'm not going to Cisco Networks, but I thank you for your advice. So if you're interested in cloud, I hope you stay. If not, I don't think this is the stream for you. I did dye my hair. It's blonde now or honey blonde or Mike said it was Goldilocks, so whatever that is. Cool. Chapter 5, same thing as we did yesterday. I'm going to try to take some notes. Better notes. Honey blonde. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to try to take better notes than I did yesterday to answer the questions, but we'll see because that never really works out very well. So cool. What is chapter 5 about? I always never take this out. I try to put summaries, but they don't really work for me. So let's get started. Security patches. It feels so silent now. Now I do have to put music. I think my music was just too loud. Because lo-fi beats, I don't know why. Every time if I'm doing work, lo-fi just really, really helps. I don't know, stimulate something. I don't know. It makes me want to work. Otherwise, I'll be like, oh, it's silent. And silence means it's bedtime. And bedtime means I should get into bed. Okay. Applying security patches. We know about software bugs and out-of-date things. Yeah, it really does help focus. It does. Shared security model. The cloud provider will secure the infrastructure. Customer is required to address security concerns based off of the service model they're operating under, which we know about. A complete patch management approach must be developed, implemented, and adhered to. We got that. I don't see any terms. Hypervisor, which is the virtualization software running on top of it. Virtual machines we know about already. Virtual appliances we know about already. Network systems like firewall, IDS, IPS, load balancers we're familiar with. I don't see any definitions, or am I bugging? Or not definitions, but like whatever's italicized that I usually put for terminology. I don't see yet. Applications. Okay. Storage system. Okay. Clusters. All right. There's one. I really do feel like these books are redundant. Clusters are groups of computers interconnected by a local area network and tightly coupled together. They can be configured in many different topologies depending on the use case and the different solutions. Patching methodology. All right, let's see what that looks like. There are different approaches to take when patching your system, different types of patches for different requirements. I thought they were going to actually tell me something. Tell me something. Am I going to have to skip this chapter too? Oh, no. Okay. Cool. I'm glad I saw blue-green, because blue-green was something that was on the my study groups. I remember there was a question and it had blue-green on it and some other stuff. And I think that was a question like nobody knew the answer to. So we will grab that. So quality assurance, I'm familiar with. Rolling updates. Yeah, there was. Exactly. I remember. Rolling updates is the constant delivery of software updates or patches to operating systems or applications. Rolling releases, continuous delivery, they're all pretty synonymous. Blue-green is a methodology that uses two configurations for production that are identical to each other. Excuse me. These deployments can alternate between each other, with one being active and the other being inactive. One of the two identical environments is referred to as blue and the other is green. Is that in terms of patching? It's interesting. Actually, I'm going to make that, this is going to be an actual note. So what is this in reference to? Oh, I guess everything is about applying patches. So I'm just going to put, not security of the cloud, I'm going to change this. Applying security patches. We're going to say term is called blue-green. Blue-green. And I'm just going to copy that. Okay, I don't know why I did that. And I'm going to make this. Oh, I messed that up. So what I like about Notion is that like I can make something a toggle. And what I try to do to test myself sometimes is, especially if I want to know the definition for something, I'll make it a toggle where I just see the word and then the definition will be here for me to reference if I need to. Notion is really good with like organizing your life. I don't want to be a spokesperson, but they're really good. I don't know what I would be without them in like my calendar. All right, blue green, cool. What's next? Clustering and a failover. Hold on. Okay. So let's see. Clustering and failovers. I'm skipping. Patching order of operations and dependency. When applying patches, it's often important to apply them in a certain order because of dependencies. Yes. Okay. Updating cloud. Different types of updates. I know about a hotfix. That's immediate issue, like a really quick hotfix, like a band-aid. Not a band-aid, but like a hotfix. A patch is a full update. Version update. Okay, I'll write it down just so that way it doesn't look like I'm not doing anything. Workflow automation defines a structured process for a series of actions that should be taken to complete a process. Automation. I know this is the boring part. We're not actually doing the questions yet, but like I said, if I just start this and I don't do, like, I'll skip through everything, which at this point, I might do. I know what a runbook is. I know orchestration, snapshots, patching, restarting, shutting down systems, maintenance mode. Very self-explanatory. Image backups, disaster cloning, ghosting image. Yep. File, snapshots, cloning, flow backups, differential, incremental, backup, blah, blah, blah. Replicas, SLAs, offline versus online. Oh, that was quick. Boom, we had the summary. All right. I should know about the hypervisor, VM, application storage, and compute clusters. XYZ, patch management, pretty self-explanatory. But I highly recommend, if you don't know this stuff, to go back and actually read a book. Don't be like me. Be better than me. All right, let's answer some questions. Written lab. Actually, I want to divide this into two. How do I divide it into two? I didn't do this right, did I? How do I make two things? It's supposed to... No? Am I not being respected? I'm not. All right. Whatever. Cool. Written lab. Number 1. The blank blank model is a software deployment methodology that uses 2 configurations for the production that are identical to each other. Is that the blue green that we were just, is that the only answer I'm going to know out of this written lab? Because we know written labs and me do not get along. Right. That was 2 configurations. Were they identical? Yep. Boom. Blue green. Look, we already got one right. That's the only one. A constant delivery of software updates. Oh, let me highlight number 2. Sorry. A constant delivery of software updates or patches to operating systems or applications is referred to as, I think they call, so I know it could be continuous deployment or continuous blah, blah, blah. I think they said rolling updates, right? They have like 3 different names for it. I'm going to say rolling updates or rolling patching, rolling something. Is rolling down something. Number 3, if you experience undesirable results after deploying a patch to a fleet of VMs, you may be required to perform a full blank to withdraw the patch from operation. You will be required to perform a rollback because you want to roll back all of the things you did back to the previous version. All right, number 4, rollback. Good job. Blank are used to restore an existing virtual server, and blank is when you take a VM and use it to create a new and separate VM. Oh, we got 2 blanks. Okay, so one is to restore, and one is to create a new one. So, snapshot and clone. So I was thinking backup and snapshot, because I know snapshots you take of like wherever something is in its instance, and if you wanted to kind of replicate that and create more, or like an image, like if you take a snapshot image and you want to create more more instances. But then to restore an existing virtual server, like say if it goes down and I need to come back from a backup, that's why I'm thinking backup instead of snapshot. It might be, we can see. What do we say? Backup and snapshot. Let's try number 5. I see your logic. But you know, you might be out here because remember your answer yesterday was right. I forgot what question it is, but I had changed the answer. I thought something different and you had it right. All right, the endpoint or storage system where the backup data is to be stored is commonly referred to as the blank blank. Where? The endpoint or storage system where the backup data is to be stored. Yikes. I know I skipped that. Where do you store your backup? Like other than, like is there an actual naming convention for it? Because you can store your backups in so many different places. So what would be, yikes. That's a quick, I don't know. Number 6. Blank are backup copies of data that can be stored either, that can be stored either locally or remotely and act as an alternative data store. Oh, data store? You know, if you read other questions, you wind up getting the answer to your previous ones. That's actually really helpful. Maybe not during the exam. Are backup copies of data that can be stored either locally or remotely and act as an alternative data store for your main production operations. Replicas? Is that what we're going to go with? We'll do replicas. Now that says data store, I wonder if this one is data store. I'm going to try it. I'm going to say data store. Let's hope that's right. Number 7, a blank is a software update type that is intended to fix an immediate and specific problem with a quick release procedure. That is going to be a hotfix, right? Immediate. Yeah, hotfix. Number 8, this is long. Why you make this so long? A blank blank uses the latest full backup as a data source set, and with each additional sequential backup operation, this type of backup will identify only the data that has been modified since the last backup. That is incremental? Oh, differential. Sorry, that was the wrong word. Yep, you're right. Differential. Because incremental will only... I'm sorry, I just drew a blank because differential backup will will only take the information of the things that have been modified. Yes. And incremental, I believe, takes everything from the last time. I think, yeah, you're right. And that's tricky because incremental and differential honestly can be, and I wrote incremental anyway, sorry. That could be tricky. Good job. Number 9, when installing patches on a server and knowing it is very confusing. And knowing that the server will be down and unresponsive for a period of time, it is important to disable blank blank when performing maintenance. Oh, backups? Wait, I'm confused. When installing patches on a server and knowing that the server will be down and unresponsive for a period of time, it is important to disable blank blank when performing maintenance. So if you're performing maintenance, you should definitely make sure nothing is going to be running. But what specifically, I think, are they trying to call out? That's another I don't know. All right, number 10, a blank blank is the time available for the backup operation to run while the target storage system is either offline or lightly used. A blank blank is the time available for the backup operation to run. Maintenance window? Yeah, I want to say maintenance window. Because when you have maintenance window, things are not running and like no one can access things. At least that's what I'm thinking. All right, that was quick. Let me do, oh, perfect. I'm a genius. I figured it out. Cool. Review question time. Okay. Cool. Let's answer some review questions. It's just going to be full of Hanks and the Susans and the Marys and Alices and Bobs. Wait, what did I just do? Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Did I mess this up? I did. Wait, what did I do? Yeah, we gonna make me do them one by one. Sorry, I'm a perfectionist. I needed to be, I needed to look right. Move. Okay. All right, perfect. All right. Number 1 with the review question. What backup type offers the advantage of a complete and up-to-date copy of your data in one full operation? One operation. Clearly you see my mind was on full because I said full. Full differential incremental online. Clearly I'm going to say full. So we're going to go with A. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're going to go with A. Number 2, when applying a series of patches to your fleet of middleware servers in the cloud, you are concerned about the monitoring systems generating invalid alerts. Which part of the server maintenance process would cause this? Choose 2. I'm going to read that again. When applying a series of patches to my fleet of middleware servers in the cloud, I'm concerned about monitoring systems generating valid alert. Which part of the server maintenance process would cause this? All right, let me do process of elimination. So if I'm concerned about generating invalid alerts, what part of the process would cause alerts to happen? You have restart, shutdown, rolling upgrades, API polling. So API, are you going with API polling? Because I was about to rule that out. Why you go with A? If you don't mind me asking, A and B? Really? Well, I guess yeah. If I have to think about it, so I'm grasping at straws. Come on. I can't. So if I had to think about this, right? If shutting down. Oh, okay. So here's my thought process right now. I'm gonna just try to talk this through out loud. So I automatically wanted to rule out shutdown and restart, right? Because um, to me, I'm like, how is that a part of a maintenance process? Um, but invalid alerts would be if I have my maintenance window happening, right? And I'm up and installing patches. I don't know if you've ever installed anything on like the command line or whatever. It requires you to kind of restart services and shut down services and close things. It does it either it'll do it automatically or it will require you to do that. So then automatically in my head, during my maintenance window, I know my things are shutting down. But it might generate an alert saying, hey, this instance went down. Hey, this instance is shutting off. Hey, these resources are shutting off. So that's why I'm thinking that might generate an invalid alert. Like it say, hey, your instance restarted because something happened, but I know something happened because I'm doing the maintenance on it. I'm patching it. I'm grasping for straws too. I have no idea. I don't think I see my point anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, does that make sense? Otherwise, I don't understand how API polling would generate an alert here. And rolling upgrades is just continuous upgrades. We'll try it. We'll try it out and see if my methodology is also grasping at straws or if we're right. A restart will happen, but not a shutdown. Yeah, but say, for example, if it failed, like if an update failed, if something stops, if your instance stops, or if it shuts down, like that's possible. B and D? We can do B and D. Yeah, you might be right, actually. Let's try B and D. All right. We spent a whole lot of time on number 2. All right, number 3. What are common automation systems that are used for patch management? Please choose 3. We got Chef, Cloud Patch, Ansible, DevOps, Puppet, Cloud Deploy. Automatically, I'm going to go with A, Chef, C, Ansible, and E, Puppet, because I am familiar with those products. Cloud Patch, I have no idea what that is. That's something they made up. DevOps is a methodology, not a system. And Cloud Deploy might be, but I don't think so. We on the same page. All right, good. C and E. All right, number 4. What type of software change is designed to address a known bug or issue and to bring a system up to date with previous bug fixes? We're going to go with version update. Wait, where is the patch? Okay, the software change, it addresses a known bug or issue, but it also brings the system up to date with previous bug fixes. So I said B2, but it says bring your system up to date with previous bug fixes. So a patch is only going to address, yeah, there we go. The patch is only going to address the issue, but it's not going to bring you up to date. So C. Yeah, I'm with C2. All right, number 5. What backup method is used to create a master copy of, yeah, it's a full update. Yep. What backup is used to create a master copy of an image that can be used as a template to create additional additional systems? And that's what we talked about before about snapshot versus clone. Dang. Because, snapshot is a snapshot in time. But if you clone something, you're making copies of it. Yeah. I'm going to say clone. A master copy of an image. Yes. Okay. I think keyword here is master copy because a snapshot isn't a master copy. I think the clone is the master copy. Yep. All right. Listen, as long as we here, we on the same page. Okay. 6. What backup method creates a file-based image of the current state of a VM, including the complete operating system in all applications that are stored on it? Say that again. Which backup method creates a file-based image of the current state of VM, including the complete operating system in all applications that are stored? That's going to be a full backup. No? Yeah. Ooh, wait, hold on. Pause. Because now I feel like the last one doesn't make sense because we just said clone. And file backups aren't. I am confusion. Right. Okay. Dang. I should have read that, huh? I'm sorry. I should have read the chapter. Okay. So if this is asking for a file-based image of a VM, including complete operating system and applications. So I know that's not going to be a snapshot, I don't think. Clone isn't a backup, or is it? I don't think clone is a full backup. Now I'm thinking, are you sure this is clone? And so what was 5? What backup method is used to create a master copy of an image that can be used as a template to create additional images? So now I'm thinking 5. Number 5 might be snapshot. Exactly. I was just thinking to switch it. That's 5 actually might, but that's weird that snapshot will be considered a master copy. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna switch it. I feel like these are one of those moments, right? When you're like, is this where I wrote an answer, but I'm changing my answer, and that answer might be right, and now I don't know. So now I got a question wrong, and I just failed the test, and this is how you go down a rabbit hole. We're gonna do it though, because this is practice. Okay, snapshot. We're gonna say 5 is snapshot. Hey, thank you for joining. Okay, we're gonna say 5 is snapshot, and we're gonna do 6 is clone. I feel like my gut is saying no, but I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, number 7. Second guessing myself exactly. And because the main difference I'm seeing is it's saying a file-based image, and the other number 5 is saying a master copy. And master copy is not sitting well with me of being a snapshot. A snapshot isn't a master copy. I feel like I should go over my gut. My gut is not saying that snapshot isn't a master copy. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick with it and see what happens. I'm gonna say, what did we say? That was a clone, a master copy that can be used to create additional systems. So I'm gonna say that's C, and 6, which is a file-based image of the current state, right? So current state makes me think of snapshot. So let's see. I'm gonna go with it, and I'm not gonna change it. It could be cloned for both. It better not be cloned for both. I would get so angry. Not what? What did I put? Not what? 6 is B. Wait, are you saying not 6 is B? Current state and time. Yeah, so current state and time, isn't that a snapshot? And then the other one would be clone. See, they almost got us. Keywords. All right, let's move to number 7, and then we'll see. Okay, number 7. To meet regulatory requirements, your company must provide geographical separation between active and backup data of certain medical records your company collects and processes in Germany. Requirements stipulate the data cannot leave the country and must be in 2 or more data centers. As the cloud professional for your company, what recommendation would you offer to meet these requirements? Remote, offline, target, incremental. Okay, so what are they saying? So I have to separate geographical separation between active and backup data, but it can't leave Germany. And it has to be in 2 or more data centers, which means you would just do a regional, like it would just be within the same region. Right. Not let me get my notebook. Okay, what recommendation will we put? Let's do process of elimination. So, I just need to separate it. I can't leave the country. It must be in 2 or more data centers. What recommendation would I offer? None of these. What the fuck? So incremental, I don't think that fits here. Target, I'm not sure. Offline can do it, right? Especially if I need it to be fast, but it doesn't say anything about fast here. So that's throwing me off. And then remote. All of these questions are, this is actually throwing me off. Okay, let me read it one more time. To meet regulatory requirements, your company must provide geographical separation between active and backup data of certain medical records your company collects and processes in Germany. Requirements stipulate that the data cannot leave the country, must be in 2 or more data centers. What is my recommendation to meet these requirements? So, suggestion, please provide the available answers, then read the question. So the available answers are remote, offline, target, and incremental. It's a weird one, remote. Yeah, I mean, we can go with that because honestly, I don't know which one because I'm trying to think it through like logically. Like if I'm taking the test and I had to figure out which of these could actually apply. If I'm doing a remote backup, that means I'm backing up to an offsite or somewhere else. If I'm doing offline, that just simply means I have everything kind of shut down and I'm doing this during a maintenance period or during the time where maybe not everyone's working on our network. So that way I have some space and bandwidth, which is why I say offline really wouldn't apply here because they didn't say anything about the fact that I need to make sure my bandwidth is open or anything about that I need to be fast. So I'm taking offline out. Target, like that's such a broad term that I'm not sure what that means about backups. And then incremental backups, I don't see how that would help geographically. So I'm just gonna say remote because this is one of those questions where you read it and you're like, I have no clue. We're gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo it. Okay, number 8. What type of software update may offer new features and benefits in addition to bug fixes? We have hotfix, patch, version update, rollout. Dang, I think one of our other ones are wrong now. Okay, so one of the last ones, new features in addition to bug fixes. So a hotfix wouldn't do that because you're not going to do new features in a hotfix. A patch really, it would be a version update. All right, so our other answer is wrong. Wait, I am confused now. Okay, so 4 had asked us what type of software change is designed to address a known bug or issue and bring the system up to date with previous bug fixes. So I think that is patch now. Look at me, I'm just changing all the answers like I'm going against literally everything you're supposed to do when you're taking question exams. Okay, what are we at now? 8, because I think 8 is a version update. Because a version update will have new features. I'm thinking about like my phone when you get iPhone updates. Oh wait, no, don't change it. You think we were right? You think so? I'm all discombobulated today. All right, I'm gonna leave it to C. I don't know. That's throwing me because number 8 sounds like, oh, maybe they're both version updates. Because I wouldn't get a new feature with a patch. I'm not gonna get a new feature with a hot fix. Rollout. I'm rolling out an update. Oh, rollouts? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna say this is D or C. I don't know. It's giving me a headache now. All right, number 9. What deployment system offers a structured process for a series of actions that should be taken in order to complete a process? We can go with D. Okay, cool. Okay, so what deployment system offers a structured process for a series of actions that should be taken in order to complete a process? If I'm not mistaken, that's workflow, right? Yeah. B. What song is this? No. Let's change something. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Had to get the music together. B. Yep. All right. Number 10. These cloud-based systems abstract and hide much of the complexity of modern cloud systems and also reduce operational errors by executing test cloud systems, scripts, workflows, or runbooks to make sure the systems are configured correctly. You have XML, SDN, orchestration, or REST API. All right, cloud-based system that hides much of the complexity, reduces operational errors, make sure everything's configured. That's definitely orchestration, because your orchestration is really doing a lot of the grunt work for you that you would do manually, just so that way you don't have human errors. Oh, snap, girl. You said B? What's the SDN? You know something I don't know? Is it SDN? Oh, wait, it's B for another one. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Listen, I was getting all discombobulated. I told you I'm discombobulated. Okay, C. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, dang, SD. I was like, I got everything wrong. I was like, let's say, let's just forget this entire chapter and like, I'll skip to 6 because clearly I don't know this. Okay, number 11. When a server is undergoing updates, it may be in a state that it will not respond to health checks, API calls, SNMP, or any other means used to monitor its health by network management systems. This may cause false alarms, trigger automated troubleshooting systems. What can be done to prevent false alarms? Choose 2. Okay, so we have put the system into maintenance mode, edit your workflow scripts, assign a workflow to the orchestration rollout, or disable system alerts. Okay, and what are they asking again? So if a server is undergoing updates, it's not responding. This may cause false alarms, trigger automated troubleshooting. What can be done to prevent false alarms? So I'm thinking automatically put the system into maintenance mode, because I think when you put something into maintenance mode, it automatically has settings that lets you know, like, hey, like, don't trigger false alarms. Edit your workflow script doesn't make sense because that's not what we're working on here. And I'm going with disable system alerts. That sounds like the best because assign a workflow to the orchestration rollout doesn't make sense either. So I'm going to say A and D. Oop, not F, girl. A and D. All right, number 12. All right, cool. Let's move on. Number 12. What type of software change is designed for rapid deployment and to correct a specific and critical issue? Okay, something's wrong. We've definitely got something wrong here. Okay. What type of software change is designed for rapid deployment and to correct a specific critical issue? Oh, rollout. I'm an idiot. I'm not doing that. So we're good. We don't have to change anything. Because rollout, I remember they were saying rollout is like continuous deployment, continuous integration. Like the CI/CD pipeline is like you're quickly pushing things out. I hope. I hope. Okay, 13. What type of backup system is intended to provide quick restore access if needed? What's a vSAN and an FCOE? Like, isn't this a patch? 12? Didn't we already have a patch? Didn't we already pick patch as a question, as an answer for something? Am I bugging? Number 8. D or C? Or number 4, we said was C. Oh, no, we didn't. I'm confusing for real. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go back to before we move on. What was that, 12? Okay. What type of software change is designed for rapid? That's the key word I'm having right here. Rapid deployment, correct a specific critical issue. I feel like I'm going to go a rollout here because rollout is fast. We're just going to go with it. I'm not going to change anything. We're just going to hope. All right. Number 13. I need some water. Hold on. Is it? Is it? So I remember as I was skimming that one of when it was talking about applying patches, right? There was one that said something about rollout. And then I also remember in the paragraph, it was like, oh, it's synonymous with continuous deployment, right? And if I have to think of continuous deployment, CI and CD is about really pushing things out as fast as possible. And that's why I thought rollout was in line with that. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I have really bad memory, so it might be. Okay, 13. What type of backup system is intended to provide quick restore access if needed? I don't know what the vSAN is. I don't know what a FOCO is, a FCOE is. Oh, a replica. Yeah, I'm going to say a replica. Online doesn't make sense here. So I'm going to go with replica. Okay, number 14. What are tightly coupled computers that allow for software patching without incurring downtime called? It's called a cluster. I remember that definition. I wrote down at least one definition, didn't I? Cluster, see? I remember. Oh, wait, Dominique, what'd you do? Okay, cluster. All right, number 15. Your infrastructure as a service cloud company has announced that there will be a brief outage for regularly scheduled maintenance over the weekend to apply a critical hotfix to vital infrastructure. What are the systems they may be applying patches to? Virtual machine, load balancer, hypervisor, NoSQL database, router, email server. Okay, so automatically, because this is an infrastructure as a service cloud company, and if they're doing a hotfix, I automatically thought of, they said choose 3, right? Yep. VM, load balancer, hypervisor, because all of those have to do with infrastructure as a service. things. I feel like, I don't know if that's right. Yeah, NoSQL database doesn't have to do with that. Router doesn't have to do with that. Email server don't got to do with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Ooh, wait. All right, email server. So why I didn't say email server is because if I have to think of, oh wait, I said hypervisor. Okay, so here's why I didn't say email server. So I didn't say email server because when I'm thinking about infrastructure as a service offerings or infrastructure as a service tools, email server doesn't come to mind, especially when it comes to your cloud provider. They offer you virtual machine services as an infrastructure as a service. They offer you a load balancer, and then your hypervisor is what's everything's sitting on top of. So that's why I said those three. NoSQL database wouldn't make sense because I feel like databases would come somewhere around platform or other cloud deployment models, not infrastructure as a service. Router doesn't make sense to me here either. They do offer routing services in infrastructure as a service, and then email server didn't make sense because that typically doesn't come with infrastructure. So that was my thought process. That's why I automatically went with A, B, and C. C, I'm a little questioning. C, I'm questioning now, but I feel like it's A, B, and C. All right, 16, almost there. Hey, highlight it. Why you don't want to highlight the whole thing? All right, I don't know what's happening. All right, you have been asked to update. I'm going to highlight what I can. You have been asked to update your entire fleet of internet-facing web servers to remediate a critical bug. Supervisor has agreed to operate under the reduced computing capacity during the process, but stipulates there can be no downtime. What upgrade approach should you recommend your company follow to meet these requirements? So, if there can be no downtime and I need to update my entire fleet, okay. Ooh, excuse me. Orchestration I'm ruling out because orchestration isn't a backup. It is a mechanism to manage your infrastructure. Rolling may be one because rolling is like I'm continuously rolling it out. A hot fix, I feel like that requires downtime if I'm not mistaken. So blue-green, I feel like the answer is blue-green. And the reason why I say that is because I remember the definition was talking about, oh, wait, no, it might not be. Because the definition was talking about one is active while one is down. And if there can't be downtime, I'm not sure if that if that automatically rules it out. Rolling since it's continuous. Wait. Yeah, active and inactive. Exactly. So if that's active and inactive, I think that's automatically rolled out. So I think it's rolling as well. Yeah. 17. Why is these questions so long? Okay. Before a new patch is released to the public, the release manager at a large software development house, we're in sync, we are. Before a new patch is released to the public, the release manager at a large software development house has requested a report that shows the pass-fail data to verify the fix does in fact work. He is requesting data about the issue it was intended to fix and the results of the test done to make sure that the fix does not interfere with other processes and that there are no memory or buffer issues experienced. What process is he verifying? I feel like they just put a whole lot of bullshit in one question. That's such a long question. Like, where's the info? What do you want? Okay, what process is he verifying? Rollout, orchestration, automation, quality assurance. I'm going to say, automatically, I want to say quality assurance because he's verifying that the fix works. He is requesting data about the results of the test, making sure that it doesn't interfere with other processes, and that there are no memory buffer issues. Rollout doesn't make sense here. Orchestration doesn't make sense here. And automation doesn't make sense. So yeah, let's go with D. Number 18, your company's primary application is critical to the power generation industry, must be highly available. When critical patches needed to be installed, downtime is not an option that your customers can tolerate. You have designed a web architecture to take this into account. Assurance. Yep. You've designed a web architecture to take this into account that allows you to have an exact copy of your production fleet that can be brought online to replace your existing deployment for patching and maintenance. What type of model do you implement? Here is where I think blue-green, that's the answer. Because they said you have an exact copy of your production that can be brought online. And I remember blue-green was identical and one was active, one was inactive. So I think that's what it is. So like while he's bringing his main production one up, he can spin up the other one, which would then kind of switch them out. And that way it's still online and then kind of go back and forth. So blue-green. All right, number 19. What type of backup operation is based on the change of the source data since the last backup was performed? That's differential, ain't it? I feel like they keep asking us the same, I guess. I feel like that's differential, right? Change of the source data. What backup solution requires an administrator or tape jukebox? Okay. To make it available by inserting C for which one? 19 or 20? Yeah, well, it can't be 20 because I think I just read that one. Based on the change of the source data since the last backup was performed. So right, because we were talking about the difference between differential and incremental before, whereas I thought differential, because I'm trying to take the naming literally, right? So differential means I'm taking the difference between A and B. I mean, I'm taking the difference between A and putting that in B, like that I'm copying the difference. Whereas incremental is like am I slowly making a full copy or am I slowly, so that's a good, I should have read the book. I should have read the chapter. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to change the answers. We're just going to see what happens at the end. All right, number 20. What backup solution requires an administrator or tape jukebox to make it available by inserting a tape? Yeah, let's wing it. By inserting a tape or other media into a storage for retrieval. What backup solution requires a administrator or jukebox to make it available by inserting a tape? Okay, so I know it's not offline. I know it's not cluster. I still don't know what FCON is. And for some reason, I feel like storage access, is that storage area network? AB? I feel like it's this one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the tail. If he howls, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oops, they got me on the wrong one. Let me just say A. I don't know why I did that. No one else gonna pick A anyway. All right. Let's see. Let's look at our answers, shall we? Let me move that. All right, number 5. Okay, I was about to say number 5 already we got wrong. Okay. Number 5 was blue-green. Oh, snap. Number 2 was rolling updates. Number 3 was rollback. You were right. You did say snapshot and cloning, didn't you? Look at you. And isn't your test on Thursday? Do you want to take my test as well? Because no, I don't want to take it. No, I don't want to take it. All right. I got that wrong. Shout out to you with the snapshot and cloning. Hey, I hope that's a yes to taking my test. I hope that's a yes. Okay. Backup target. Got that wrong. I have no idea what that question was. Oh, they were asking where do you store your data? Where do you store backups? Backup target. That's what the target was for. Like what? Number 6, replicas, hotfix, differential, thank God, system alerts, backup window, maintenance window, same thing. Okay. All right, cool. All right, we didn't do too bad. Oop, hey. We didn't do too bad with the written lab. We got, hey, stop it. I got 3 wrong. You only got 2 wrong, EJ, but I got 3 wrong. Okay, let's head over to the other set. I tried. Now you more than tried, you got it. All right, this is chapter 5, right? Okay, cool. Number 1 is A, full backups offer the advantage of a complete and up-to-date copy, but they do take a long time. Okay, perfect. Oh, we said C and D. I wonder what the question was again. We'll come back to it. I don't remember what that question was. So it's not B. It's supposed to be C and D. C and D, cloud configurations, front ends, as well as automation systems, scripting or API calls can shut down. Oh, you were right. Listen, EJ, all right, let's stop the tape here. Let's bring it back. So EJ, are you ready to take my test for me instead? Since you, because I think you said API calls, didn't you? Like you called it. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Number 3, AC and E. Yes, I did. Listen, you about to be out here. Okay, AC and E we got right. 4 is B. So, okay, so this is where we was having our issues. So it was a patch. A patch is a piece of software that is intended to update an application, operating system, and improve its operations. They're synonymous with fixes for security vulnerabilities or any type. I want to go back to 4. So this we got wrong. No, how do I want to differentiate this? C, we said that was B, right? 5 is C. 6 is B. Okay. 7 is A. 6, I said was D or C. So it wind up being C. So D is wrong. Okay, 9 is B, we got that. 10 is C, 11 is A and D, 12 is A. Oh, because if we got the snapshots and clones wrong, all of them are messed up now. Okay, so 12 is A. Let me make sure that I am differentiating what was right and what was wrong. Okay, so if 12 is A, 12 is A, 13 is C, I marked that wrong. 14 is C, 15, dang, BCE. What did I say? ABC. Infrastructure that is part of the IaaS service provider. Because they do offer routing services. Okay, I see what I did wrong there. I get what I got wrong there. I don't know what I just did. Okay, cool. 16 is B, 17 is D, 18 is C, 19 is B. I know we got that wrong because we just messed up all of the backups. Let's see. And dang, we got 20 wrong too. Okay. This was not a good test question, huh? That's what I get because I didn't read any of the chapters. So like, all right, I would like to go back to the actual questions to see what they asked. If you guys don't mind. Don't want to show sidebar. Incremental, I mentioned incremental for 19. Okay, let's go back. So 7. What was the answer to number 7? Is A, no? Did I not write the right answer down? 5 for number 7. Yeah, number 7 was A. So we'll go back. I wrote them all down so we can go back to them. All right, so let's go back to chapter 5 and look at the questions, because that tripped me up. Maybe, so now I know chapter 5 is something I need to review. Okay, so number 2 is C and D. So number 2 was about a restart, which I got, and then, oh, so I was right in the first place. Am I bugging? Because I remember I said shut down and restart. Oh. Okay. That's what I thought. So I wasn't, so my winging was right. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Okay. Number 4, because I don't know anything about these hot fixes and patches. Okay, because that's confusing me. So number 4 was actually B. So it was a patch. What type of software change is designed to address a known bug or issue and bring it up to date with previous fixes? So that's a patch. Whereas number 8 asks you what type of software updates offers new features, and that was a version. Did we change these answers? Because now that makes sense to me. Why do I feel like when I said new features, I feel like I said version update? Or did we change that? Now I'm bugging. And I don't know if that's because now I know the answers and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not you. Of course that makes sense. Like we weren't struggling. Okay, 12. 12 isn't D, 12 was A. So what type of software change is designed for rapid deployment and to correct a specific and critical issue? Hotfix makes sense here. Okay, so if it has to do with rapid, that's a hotfix. Yeah, if you think about it. I know it always makes, I hate that. Okay, 13 is C. Really? What type of backup system is intended to provide quick restore access if needed? Oh, okay. So I still don't know what these two are. I think we said replica, but again, in hindsight, just because we saw the answer, what type of backup is intended to provide quick restore? If you do an online backup, everything is already online, so you don't have to worry about trying to like wait for things to come back online. 15 already makes sense because, yeah, online makes sense. Exactly. It makes sense after the fact. 15 was load balancer, hypervisor, and router, which makes sense now. Number 19, what type of backup operation is based on the change of the source data? We said, or I said differential, but it was incremental because you are a genius, EJ. So now I know better. So it's based on the change of the source of data is incremental. And then what backup solution requires an administrator to enter the tape for retrieval offline? Well, that makes sense now. All right. Well, clearly learning the differences between, you're welcome. I need to go learn the difference between, or reiterate to myself the differences between the different backup types, because clearly I don't know. But this wasn't a bad test question for me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read the chapter, like actually read the chapter and not do that skimming that I just did, which isn't bad, right? Because so I have to think about it. I have to think about all of the test questions in context. How many questions are actually going to be based on backups, right? How many questions are going to be based off? Because there's 5 domains. Each one of these, like I think 2 or 3 of these chapters are in a domain. So I have to think about how many questions are actually going to come from each. How many am I getting right versus how many I'm getting wrong? X, Y, Z. So this wasn't bad. This wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. All right, cool. That was today's uh, study session. Tomorrow we will be doing chapter 6, and I will actually attempt to read the chapter. I don't really want to read the chapter. I don't like to read the chapter. I'm glad you had fun, and I'm glad that you're doing so well. Like you're super ready for your test. 7 is A, but what is the wording? Oh, sorry about that. Okay, let's go to 7. That was a long one. Oh, this one was the one about Germany. That you had to meet regulatory compliance. You need to have geographical separation. Your data can't leave Germany, but that they were going to be in 2 or more data centers. What is the recommendation? And the answer here was remote. Let's see what the actual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see what they said, what the answer was. So for number 7, they said many corporate and most regulatory requirements will specify that the backup data must be located at a separate data center from the original data center, which makes sense, and must be geographically away from each other because if a tornado takes it down in one, of course, it's going to take down the other. Just as an example. So many cloud providers interconnect their data centers into regions through very high-speed direct connect, yes, fiber networks that are remote, yes, that allows large backups to traverse the data network between the data centers and make remote backups feasible. That makes sense. Remote was the answer. Okay, cool, guys. This was great. I need to go study some more. Well, I'm not studying anymore. I'm only doing these practice questions because, again, this is a beta exam. I'm not doing that. After I finish this, next I'm going to go for a GCP exam. So I'll be doing the same thing all over again with GCP and AWS and Azure. I'm going to do each one of them and bring you guys along the way. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.